Last, the Supreme Court became an emotional battleground when Chief Justice John Roberts slapped Representative Jasmine Crockett with a 200 Zallos and contempt fine, only to be shaken to the core by her defiant, heart-wrenching reply. What began as a high-stakes hearing over a fictional legal dispute tied to Crockett's public advocacy spiraled into a full-scale clash of will and words. The Texas Congresswoman, known for her fiery rhetoric and unwavering moral stance, strode into the chamber ready to argue her cause. Roberts, unmoved, opened with a cutting rebukes. "Miss Crockett, you're a politician, not a lawyer. Why test this court?" The question cracked through the gallery. Some whispered, others tensed. Crockett didn't flinch. "I'm both, Chief Justice. I fight for justice." Roberts cited a violation in her argument and called it reckless, his voice cold as he imposed the 200 Zallos and fine. The room gasped, some reaching for their phones, others frozen. Crockett's eyes lit with defiance. "Reckless. I fight for truth, Chief Justice. You'll hear me." What followed was less legal proceeding, more emotional crucible. Roberts doubled down. "You're here for chaos, Miss Crockett. I'll prove it." The gallery stirred, some murmuring, some leaning forward, as Crockett's resolve sharpened. "You don't get my fight, Chief Justice. I'm here for the people, not your rules." The exchange crackled with tension. Officers shifted. Radios buzzed. Phones rolled. Every word pulled the courtroom further from formality and deeper into spectacle. Roberts pressed harder. "Justice, you're a politician, not a scholar." Crockett shot back without blinking. "Scholar. I carry the people's pain. I'm ready." The air thickened. Some clapped. Others stared. The chief's patience frayed. "You're out of line, Miss Crockett." "I'll uphold order." Her answer cut straight through. "Order? I'm fighting for the voiceless. I'll shake this court." "Shake it. You're a headline, not a lawyer." "Pay the fine," Roberts retorted, pointing at his gavel. Phones caught every moment. Social feeds exploded with, "She's got soul, and Roberts can't handle her fire." The Crockett's voice trembled, not with fear, but with intensity. "I'll pay, with truth, and you'll feel my fight." The chief tried to hold firm truth. "You're a performer, not a litigator." Her answer landed like a hammer. "Performer. I'm their voice, and you're learning." The chamber erupted. Applause, shouts. Officers on alert. Roberts's composure wavered, his ruling suddenly less certain. By the end, his gavel hadn't silenced her. It had amplified her. And when her final words hung in the air, sources say Roberts's eyes brimmed. The fine remained on paper, but the real verdict was written in the court of public opinion. Within hours, the clip had looped millions of times online, headlines blaring. "Crockett makes Roberts cry. 200K fine can't silence her." The battle was over. The moment had just begun. The spectacle was now everywhere, every screen. 7:26 p.m. Roberts's voice thundered as he doubled down. "Performer Miss Crockett, your passion is reckless. This is justice." His tone dripped with contempt as he cited fresh violations in her fictional ethics dispute. The gallery jolted. Gasps. Murmurs, while Crockett's eyes shone. "Reckless. I carry their struggles, Chief Justice. My fight's real." Her voice was raw, powerful, pulling her constituents' hardships into the room with surgical clarity. The murmurs clashed with scattered applause. Court officers tensed, hands twitching. Roberts pressed harder. "Real, you're disruptive, Miss Crockett. You're no match for this court." His jab was sharp, personal. Crockett didn't flinch. "Disruptive. I'm their heartbeat, Chief Justice. I'm turning this tide." The gallery split. Some shouting, "Go Jasmine!" Others whispering as phones discreetly filmed. Posts exploded across XA. Crockett's soul shines. Roberts's jaw tightened. Turning. "You're a provocateur, Miss Crockett. I'll enforce order." But his rebuke wavered. The room roared, some saying, "She's too strong." Others pleading, "He's the chief." And then, her words cut deeper. "I'm fighting for fairness, Chief Justice. You'll hear my truth." Roberts fired back, strained. "Truth? You're a politician, Miss Crockett. Your words won't sway. The gallery surged. Claps. Shouts, streams going live. Crockett stood firm. Words my heart speaks. Brace yourself. The chamber ignited. Officers whispered urgently. She's powerful. Your fine is cold, Chief Justice. My fight is alive. Her hands moved as her voice broke with sincerity. Roberts tried to interrupt. Alive. You're overreaching. You're done. Phones caught the eruption. Papers tossed. Feeds climbing the trending lists. Done. I'm just starting. Her resolve peaked. Insiders whispered, she's breaking him. The night slammed into its emotional zenith. Roberts's authority cracked. The gavel couldn't hide the tremor in his voice, or the glint in his eye. Crockett landed the blow. Cold fine. My fight's for families broken by injustice. Their tears outweigh your gavel. The gallery gasped, some sobbing as she told a vivid story of a constituent struggle, tying it back to her dispute. Roberts's retort faltered. Families. You're a politician. Not their savior. The audience roared. Order. I carry their pain. You can't find my heart. Her voice trembled, eyes wet. The chants rose. Jasmine. Jasmine. While Roberts's voice cracked. The world outside was already watching. By the end, the verdict was irrelevant. The clip was immortal. Heart. You're overstepping, Miss Crockett. You're done? Chief Justice Roberts's voice quivered, the words landing shaky. The chamber erupted. Half the gallery shouting, she's winning. Others muttering, he's the chief. The tide turned in a heartbeat. Crockett rose to her full height. Doan. My people's suffering fuels me, Chief Justice. Hear their voices. Her voice soared, stitching decades of systemic pain into a manifesto that cracked through the marble stillness. Roberts's eyes brimmed. Voices you're defiant, Miss Crockett, he managed barely above a whisper. The crowd surged. Some stood filming. Others wept openly. Clips hit X instantly, one tag at Evie, another captioned, she's unstoppable. Within minutes, millions were watching. Crockett pressed forward, her conviction molten. Defiant. I'm their truth, Chief Justice. Feel it. The room pulsed. Roberts gripped the bench, voice breaking. Truth, you're a force, Miss Crockett. But this court stands. It was half warning. She didn't blink. Force. I'm their hope. My fight's bigger than your fine. What the gallery exploded. Some rushed the barriers, chanting, Jasmine's truth. Others sobbed as Roberts wiped his eyes. His whisper cut through the chaos. Your point's made. Insiders said it then. She broke him. What followed was pure combustion. Court officers froze in the charge of the moment, the bench glistening with the chief's tears. Phones caught it all. She's their voice trending within minutes. It wasn't just his tears that made it historic. It was her unflinching presence. The final plea echoing against the chamber's walls. My fight's bigger than your fine. Roberts bowed his head, silent, as the roar washed over him. Clips looped across the internet. Crockett's truth wins. She owns the court. When the gavel finally struck, the damage was done. Crockett stood radiant, clutching her notes like a banner. Roberts, composed but hollow-eyed, said simply, Well, proceed. The gallery didn't hear him. They were still chanting her name. Analysts said it best. She flipped the courtroom. Crockett's victory didn't just end the clash. It ignited something bigger. The buzz roared beyond the chamber walls, her words sparking a wildfire of reaction. What began as a 200,000 rebuke had turned into a soul-stirring triumph. Capped by Chief Justice Roberts's choked concession. Your point's made. The moment, part defiance, part vulnerability, became a global spectacle. Roberts's authority was tempered by raw humanity, Crockett's advocacy, sharpened to a crown. The internet erupted. One post declared, The people's voice won't be fined. Her own tweet, pulling nearly 500,000 likes within hours. Clips of Roberts's tearful reaction looped endlessly. Memes plastered TikTok and Instagram. Critics called it grandstanding. Supporters called it history. She's a voice for millions. One viral thread read, Debate flared, did she break Roberts? Pundits dissected her manifesto frame by frame, some predicting a surge in her political capital. Public support climbed. Her platform gleamed. Behind the scenes, Crockett's team was already mapping the next move. A national address, perhaps, or a sweeping advocacy push. Roberts's circle stayed silent, but insiders whispered her words had landed deep. Experts called it a shift, a jolt to the judiciary's heart. Courtrooms might grow bolder, or clamp down tighter. Either way, the moment can't be unwound. Half the country cheered that she moved a titan. The other half marveled that the titan had a heart. Both sides knew the truth. This was a cultural spark. Crockett's rise, Roberts's humanity, etched together in viral lore. And as the dust settled, one fact was clear. This isn't over. The fuse is lit. Crockett's next stand and Roberts's next ruling will collide again. And when they do, the world will be watching.